Hello, Sophie and Emily, our Agony Aunties. So, the question this week is I have broken up with my partner nearly 3 weeks ago. Not my choice. And I'm struggling to move on and clear my mind of thoughts regarding the relationship and her. There's no escape. Even in my sleep, she's in my dreams. I'm so low and depressed. And having had a nervous breakdown last year, I'm desperate not to fall back. Do you have any advice? My first kind of response is, I'm so sorry. That is so painful and scary that this was a relationship that you didn't want it to end. And having had a breakdown before, obviously that's there and you're scared. But also that this is very early days and this is a loss. It's like a grief, it's a loss. So kind of acknowledge to yourself that this is a very painful process.
I would agree that it's really early days. And I think the thing about having a very awful mental health experience, and this wasn't very long ago, is the terror of like, I actually don't think I can get through that again. Like if I go back to that place, I'm not sure I can survive. And so I wonder if that you're sort of trying to fight just these feelings of sadness, and it's coming out in your dreams and it's coming out in your body because you're so frightened of going back to the place that you were. But actually, the more you can just allow yourself permission to feel the sadness and the, I imagine, anger, because it wasn't your choice to end this relationship, the more you can allow yourself to feel what you feel in relation to the end of a relationship, the loss of it, I think that will actually help you more than if you try and sort of not feel it, which is sort of sounds like is what you would like to do, which is understandable.
Which is what we all want to do.
So what we all want to do. So sort of just allow yourself to feel the loss and take care of yourself in whichever ways you can. And I think another thing that helps is knowing that you actually are not the same person that had that breakdown. Whatever has happened since then, you are not that same person. So it's impossible to go back to being that person, even if really hard things happen. You know, like you can't step in the same river twice. So just sort of knowing that for yourself, that it might be hard, but you're not the same person that you were.
It's very moving.
That's lovely.
I would sort of draw on something that you talk a lot about, Mum, around grief, which is that movement between allowing yourself to feel sad, angry, and there may be ways that you want to facilitate that. You might want to go to therapy if that's accessible to you, to support yourself, journaling, talking to friends, talking to family, and then also taking opportunities to distract, because if you are in a very obsessive state of mind, then really getting respite from that can give your whole system a bit of a break. So watching something funny, doing some exercise, something that brings you into the present moment, or facilitating yourself to be present, go on a walk and really attend to all what's right around you. Because when something's really painful and heartbreaking, we can get either very preoccupied by the pain until it drowns us, or we can, like Emily said, sort of cut off and deny it, and then it comes and creeps up and grabs us from behind. So trying to orient between those two states. The other thing I would say is just always needing the people who really love you to be around. When someone's broken up with you, it often feels like a very profound rejection. If you have any vulnerability around that, which I think almost all of us do in different versions, need to be around the people who love us and reflect back a version of ourselves that is likable, lovable, valued, needed. So whoever those people are in your life who really love you, I would make sure you're spending time with them rather than isolating yourself because you're so unhappy.
I think the only thing that I would also add is that this is very early days. If in like 6 months' time you are still as consumed by grief, by these thoughts, by these dreams, then it is important to also get help.
Yeah, get the support. I don't know what you both think, Sophie and Em, but I've worked with clients where, not in such early days, but maybe after sort of 2 months or 3 months, they do a ritual to kind of mark the end of the relationship. They get good friends round and kind of have things that represent the relationship, that represent the end of the relationship, take objects that represent their future self, how they'd like to be. You sort of use the time to talk about what was awful, but also what you loved, and because you can hold on to the good things. And I think what's often difficult when a relationship is ending, you kind of throw everything out, but actually hold on to and validate what you learned from the relationship, what was important, what you care about, have a laugh about what was awful, and maybe do some kind of ritual with friends to mark it, and a sort of externalizing of what is internally so chaotic and disturbing. And my last thought is give yourself permission to have treats, whatever treats are for you. It could be warm baths, it could be listening to playlists, it could be making cups of tea. I'm talking about my own, obviously. But it might be lighting candles, doing things that you know comfort and soothe you, that you choose to do, that actively comfort and soothe you. That can be really helpful. And at the same time, be aware of your shitty committee, of your critical voice, because when we've been rejected, we may turn against ourselves. So really try and be gentle with yourself. Treat yourself as kindly as you would somebody else who'd been broken up with. Kind of be aware of the tone of your voice and what you say to yourself.
Be a friend to yourself.
Be a friend to yourself. So thank you for that question. And I really hope that this is useful and that over time you come to terms with it. And we all send you our compassion. To anyone having questions, do please send a DM on my Instagram account, Julia Samuel MBE. And do share this episode with friends or family so that you spread the word. And do rate and subscribe. And thank you so much for listening. We really value every single listen. And until next time, thank you.